All right, guys, welcome back in Bear Down. We are going to focus on this Justin Fields thing a little bit more because I get so many people with such false narratives talking about what he's been dealing with as he's come into the league that don't have a dose of reality to where he's been. So I'm going to put up first, this is what Justin Fields has done in the horrible situation. All right, let's go back. Let's talk about first what he came into in this league. He came into a team that was completely decimated by Ryan Pace. Ryan Pace had a old Western mentality of purchasing championships. He would trade away our future for players, for a couple of players, without a team concept of building the entire team, this brick-by-brick mentality that we're all loving from Ryan Poles. He would hemorrhage the future. He was trading away our draft picks like they were candy on Halloween. There was no sense to a long-term approach to what Ryan Pace was doing. It was reckless. And it left us without any solid backbone to this team. You have to have first and second round picks with fortitude and longevity to be able to build for the future. Until Darnell Wright, we didn't have a first round pick on the offensive line. Not one. We had Tevin Jenkins from the second round, and we moved him into guard, and he's been spectacular. But we didn't have him. We didn't have a first rounder until Darnell Wright. Now we're going to have another first rounder this year. My projection. Wide receiver room. We haven't drafted a first in over a decade. We haven't drafted a first rounder. We haven't done it. Kevin White, and even then he was injury plagued. It's time for us to start building this team brick by brick. And we're going to go through and show the things that Justin Fields has done. So we've done this slide on other ones. Everything the team has asked him. We're not talking about your box score. We're not talking about your stat sheet that you look at. We're talking about the thing the team actually looks at to say, is Justin Fields improving where it matters to where when we have a team built around him that he's going to be successful? Those things are things like, is he turning the ball over? Is he taking sacks? Is his completion percentage up? Is he throwing bad balls? This poor pass percentage has come down every year. His adjusted completion percentage going up every year. Pressures turn into sacks, way down. Throwing the ball away percentage, 7.9. Now that number doesn't really matter. Maybe a quarterback is skittish and he just throws the ball unless it relates to the one before it. The pressures turn into sacks. Obviously, he's throwing the ball away more instead of taking sacks. Now, a quarterback like Justin Fields is going to take more sacks naturally than other quarterbacks because of his elusive nature. And because he's going to take some net -0 sacks. He's going to take some sacks around the line of scrimmage. He's going to take some sacks where he runs it out of bounds, trying to extend plays at the 0 or 1 yard line. Or line of scrimmage, 0 or 1 yard around the line of scrimmage. That's just going to happen with a quarterback like Justin Fields, who's dynamic, dual-threat quarterback. But let's compare him to other quarterbacks within the division. What you need to realize is Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff are veterans in this league. They've been doing this a long time. They have it built up around them. And more importantly, look at line number 5, their line rank. 4th and 5th, and then even Jordan Love, 8th. Even though Jordan Love's completion percentage is worse than Justin Fields and his poor pass percentage is above Justin Fields, he gets all the accolades because his team is better. His line rank is significantly better. He's taking hardly any hurries compared to Justin Fields. And it makes it so that his system is run better. We're going to talk about Luke Getsy in a minute too. But with that, it's not just this year that his hurried rate is up. A hurried is when a quarterback doesn't have the time to complete a pass in a normal amount of time. And that'd be around the 2 to 2.5 second mark. So Justin Fields on 1 out of every 8 plays is getting pressure in his face before he even has a chance to get set. That's ridiculous. No other quarterback but Geno Smith is having to deal with that. Geno Smith is the only one that had a worse hurried rate than Justin Fields this year. The only one. So of all the quarterbacks in the league, Justin Fields was the second most hurried quarterback in the league. It's not just this year. 2022, it was 10.97% hurried rate. 2021, 11.11 hurried rate. It's not a new thing. This team has not been good on the line for a while. Let's look at this line. So there's your offensive line. We've narrowed it down. The bookends are pretty solid. Darnell Wright and Braxton Jones are playing pretty well. There's room for improvement, of course. Darnell Wright was a rookie. It's going to get better for him. But look on the inside, even with Tevin Jenkins, who is absolutely spectacular. I love Tevin Jenkins. He missed the first 4 games of the season. What happened those first 4 games of this season? On top of that, look at the backups. Dan Feeney, Lucas Patrick. Doug Kramer doesn't count. He only took a couple snaps all year. Nate Davis. Nate Davis was barely yellow, too, guys. I think he was a 52 PFF grade, which is borderline red. So you've got 59th out of 79 guards. You've got Nate Davis, Cody Whitehair, Ja'Tyre Carter, all of them red, among the worst in the league. And that's what's defending, that's what's protecting our quarterback. So that right guard to center gap, every single play was constant issue. Nothing he could do. He can get set barely. On top of that, we had wide receivers. Let's go up to the wide receivers. Let's show you guys this. This is your Bears receiving corps and anyone who's taking receptions from the Bears this year. This is absolutely ridiculous. All right, so up top is our quarterback. Then we got wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs. I want you to notice that drop percentage right in the middle, fourth line over. DJ Moore, 2%. Go down to tight ends. Cole Kmet, 1.4%. Contested catch rate, 53.6% for DJ Moore. 44% for Cole Kmet. Mercedes Lewis, you can look at him. That's kind of fun. He only took 7 passes all year. Never had any contested catches, so it's not available. But that one where he was wide open in the end zone, Justin Fields found him. Big dog. So 29 yards all year. He doesn't really count. He's more of a blocking tight end, and he's very valuable as that blocking tight end. So we do like Mercedes Lewis, and we want to re-sign him. I see us doing that. All right, but look at the rest of them. Look at the contested catches on the rest of them. 18.2, 14.3, 0, 0, 0. You wonder why some of these guys are gone. Robert Tonyan, 0. Look at the drop percentage. This is absolutely asinine. Guys, this is what we're talking about. You guys want the proof of what Justin Fields has been dealing with? Here it is right here. This is the video for you. Drop percentage. You want your NFL receivers to be at a minimum 7%. Below 5 is where you really want them. Your elite guys are going to be below 4, below 3. All right, so you got DJ Moore, 2%. Awesome. Love it. 100% love it. Cole Kmet, 1.4. Love it. 100%. That catch in the end zone wasn't even to Justin Fields, but it was to Tyson Bagent in the game where he made that circus catch in the end zone that was phenomenal. That's what you want out of your tight end. That's what you want out of anybody with hands, putting hands on the ball. But look at these guys. Deonta Foreman, 8.3%. Darrington Evans, 12.5%. He didn't play that much. Let's be fair. He didn't play that much. But Velus Jones Jr., 20. Chase Claypool, 20. Tyler Scott, 15. Darnell Mooney, 13.9. Tyler Scott can be forgiven a little bit. He's a rookie. Sometimes that has the rookie jitters. I think he'll get better. I guarantee he'll be on the jugs machine all offseason. He'll put some work in with Justin Fields. He'll be practicing with him in the offseason. But when you've got one guy, 2.0% drop percentage, let's compare this to the Packers. Why did Jordan Love have a worse poor pass rating and a worse adjusted completion percentage, but he had way better stats? Why is that? Well, here's the Packers. I didn't do all their 40 times. It's a waste of my time to do all their 40 times, so I apologize. If you want to see all their 40 time, I did a couple, and then I was like, this is not worth my time. That's not the focus of this video, is the Packers. But look at those drop percentages. 4.5, 7.8, 6.7, 4.9, 5.9, 2.9, 3.1. That's from their main guys. You want Justin Fields to have a better completion percentage, which was still better than Jordan Love's. You want him to have those stats. You want him to have those numbers. You want him to have 300-yard games. Don't have receivers that drop the ball 13.2% of the time. Don't have them to have receivers that drop the ball 20% of the time. Start spending some damn first-round picks on wide receivers. Go after Marvin Harrison Jr. instead of Caleb Williams. And that's exactly what they plan to do this year. That's why he is going to be the quarterback of the future. Look at that. Look at that comparison. Contested catch percentage. Look at the high numbers of that compared to the other ones that we were looking at. I mean, you guys, you've got to see that. It's right in front of your faces. Here's what Justin Fields has had as receiving corps. All right, so Allen Robinson and Darnell Mooney have had some decent years in Chicago. Are they really number one wide receivers? No, never have been. Cole Kmet is a number one tight end. This is when he was younger, but he's getting there. But when this is your number one receivers, when you have wide receiver 3, 4s, and 5s as your 1, 2s, and 3s, here's your next year. Here's last year. What the literal F, guys? This is what he's dealing. This is what he's working with. You've got Darnell Mooney, who's a wide receiver 3 or 4 in this league with the way he plays, with those drops, with not getting separation. That's the other thing. I don't even have separation numbers for this video, but they're not getting separation. None of them are getting separation and getting the contested catches show you that, but none of them are getting those contested catches. This is the next year. And then this is this year. We finally have a wide receiver 1. What do we have to pair with him? Butkus. We got a tight end. That's it. Darnell Mooney's gone. Unless he takes some crazy contract and he works with a new wide receivers coach, who I'm hopeful for that. If we can keep Darnell Mooney but not make him wide receiver 2, make him wide receiver 4, and sign him for $6 million, I'm all in favor for that. There's potential there. You see it there. But he's not a wide receiver 2. And he's not getting separation, and he's dropping the ball like crazy. When you combine no line depth, no strength in the middle of your line, no first rounders, bad wide receiver group, and then this, your offensive play caller, one of the worst in the league. The thing that drove me nuts about Luke Getsy wasn't just the bubble screens nonstop. Got a little success in preseason. No, he had no creativity whatsoever. The schemes he drew up didn't do anything, and it didn't expose any defenses. How many times did you see him running pre-motion snaps or play action? How often did you see that with the Bears? Now, you guys can throw your numbers out there and dispute it, but look at how much he did to try to expose defenses for Justin Fields. How are you supposed to know when they're going to rush and when they're going to blitz if you're never running motion and you're never running concepts that are trying to open up and show Justin Fields what the defense is going to be running? If he doesn't have a clue, how can he prepare against it? And when he doesn't have a line to block for him, how can he prepare against it? And when he doesn't have receivers that get separation, how can he throw to them? That's the issue with this. This is just a Google search right here, guys. That's all this is. But when you look into it, I mean, it's everywhere. So after Week 18, where did Getsy rank? 5th to worst. So he had a good game against Arizona, and that propped him up a little bit. Some of them thought he was a little bit better than I think he is. But most of these other ones had him ranked 30. Had him ranked 30th. There's our play caller that we had. So this is after last year even too. 30 out of 32. He was one of the worst play callers there was in the league. Bye. That's going to change with Shane Waldron. You're going to see some exciting things. Why are we sticking with Justin Fields? That reason alone right there. Improve the offensive line. Improve the wide receiver room. Improve the play calling. And you've got yourself a guy that was better than Caleb Williams in college.